Hello world, Cal back again with another Minecraft video. Today, I thought we'd do something special and look at an older world of mine that I've yet to show on this channel. I know it's been a while, I haven't been as active as I used to be, and I'm going to try to fix that, and I thought a good way to jump back into it was to show off an old world that I haven't played on in quite some time. So as you guys know, I'm doing a series right now where I play through the older versions of Minecraft from Minecraft Infdev and upgrade the world all the way to the most current version of Minecraft. So this world actually predates the world we're doing a let's play on right now. By a pretty significant amount, I started this world on May 29th, 2018. And fun story, I'm in the armed services in the United States. And I started this world when I was on deployment in the Middle East. And the very little free time I had, I would dedicate to playing this. I would make sure I got no sleep at all during that deployment, just playing this. And I did make some posts about this world to the Minecraft forum. I'll go ahead and leave that link down in the description. That way you can check out the post, because that was me writing it as I was playing on the world. This is more of a retrospective for me, just going back to this old world and just seeing all the cool things I built that I haven't really explored in a while. So one of the first builds I did was Spawn Tower. As you can see, pretty simple. It's just a whole tower of cobblestone blocks. And I showed it off with the sign here, and where this cobblestone block is right here, this is the first block I spawned on when I created this world. So I just want to do something cool to sort of symbolize that. And it's something that I carried over into my most recent world too. And at the top, you'll see we have a gold block up there, which I also carried into my new world, except I replaced with a diamond block. And down here at the bottom, I have the first crafting table I made, the first chest I made, and inside the first wooden tools I made. I was going to do something cool with them eventually and like put them in a shrine, enchant them, and like repair them and stuff, and rename them, but I never really got around to it. I didn't really get that far into this world as I would have liked. And the next build I did was actually the Infdev house, which it looks like I built this on July 3rd, 2018. And this just has some basic stuff in it. Some of the stuff was added later, like ladders, the fences, and things of that nature. But this is essentially how it looked when I first built it. You see we have some furnaces in here. Looks like we left some stuff in there. And right here I have some signs saying that I have to pay back because I would sometimes borrow from this house. But I always make sure I paid it back. Looks like we do have some diamonds. Good amount of iron and coal in here too. And there's some stuff I think I moved into here later. Yeah, like this enchanted diamond pick. And a couple other stuff. It's nothing too crazy of a build, but that's kind of all I can make at the time. And right behind it we have the wheat farm, which is just a nice simple wheat farm. I don't think I ever really used this, mainly because I played Infdev on peaceful, because I couldn't get the sound to work back then on the old versions. I've since figured it out, but back then I just really couldn't get a hang on it. Then if we go behind Spawn Tower, we have this nice little random little outpost, I guess, whatever you want to call it, behind here. I don't really know why I built this, but it's back here and I figured I'd show it off. And then another cool thing we have is something I called the Tree of Life. And what this is a tree where I used a glitch that allowed you to place torches, buttons, and pressure plates on trees. And it was pretty cool. You see that I can still keep torches on top of trees as long as I don't update anything around them. This will always be here. So you see if I break them, everything updates and they all fall off. But after that, that is everything I built in this area originally. Everything else that's here, I came back and built later. So like that nether portal there, I came back and built later because another wasn't available in Infdev. And this block right here is celebrating my 1-year anniversary on May 29th, 2019. I just celebrated with the diamond block cake and some golden iron blocks around it. I'm probably going to carry that over into my new world. And then right here, we have a 10-year sign, which we built in our current world. We have pillars with 10 cakes, symbolizing the 10 years Minecraft has been with us. I built this pretty much the same way I built it in our new world, with some slight differences to it. And then over here, we have my Mario pixel art thing right here, which I just recreated from an image that was posted on Minecraft. This is like the oldest pixel art I think that was made of Minecraft or whatever. I decided to recreate it in celebration of the 10 years. And that's really everything we kind of did in the Infdev terrain. Like, see, if we go underground, we explored a decent amount of the caves, not too many. There's still a lot of areas where we didn't really take the time to explore. Now, there were no dungeons in this version of Minecraft, so there really isn't much to find underground except caves and obviously ores and stuff. You can see we have bats spawning in because we updated this world all the way up to version 1.12.2 just so I could record this video. And you can see right here we have an interesting little hole that goes all the way down that we covered up underneath our 10 pillars of cake. And the reason what this is right here is this is a hole down to the void. This is a hole I made using the glitch that was available during Minecraft Infdev that lets you make a hole down to the void. And another interesting thing you'll notice under here is that there's a bunch of stone where bedrock usually is. And this is not really glitch, this is just how Minecraft worked back in these days. The whole floor wasn't made of bedrock, there was a couple spaces where there'd be stone, dirt, and everything else. And I was able to make some natural, I was able to glitch some holes too as well with a little glitch. It doesn't work anymore, it's long has been patched, but this is pretty cool. I had to end up covering up because I wanted to do my 10 pillars of cake and this kind of got in the way. But it was pretty cool. I'm probably going to do something similar. You see a lot of things here in this land that I kind of built already on my new world. And that's because I like a lot of what I did here and I felt it felt good to carry that over into my new world. Now we do have some pillars here. These just lead off to some caves I went off exploring. I didn't really build anything else too much in Infdev though. A lot of it was just walking around and exploring caves and just seeing what the terrain had to offer. Now, if you come back here, you see those tall pillars right there? Well, if you follow them, this is going to lead you to my alpha base. So we're going to go ahead and head over there. And you guys are going to see what happened when I upgraded from Infdev to alpha 1.1.2_01 and the new base I made over there. So guys, here we are. After doing all I could do on the Infdev version, I decided it was time to upgrade to alpha. And something cool I wanted you guys to take note of. If I click F3 and you guys look at what the biome says, it says ocean, right? But this doesn't look like an ocean. And if you keep floating around, you'll probably see some other things: deep ocean, ocean, and so on and so on. Now the reason this is like this is because back in these days, Minecraft didn't have the same biome system that we have now. So when I ended up upgrading it, a lot of stuff got changed and messed up. So you're gonna see a lot of the biomes don't really say what they actually are. Like, this is obviously not a deep ocean. This is not ocean. And so this is gonna cause some weird things later. Like, you're gonna see later on in this video, a savanna biome that has snow in it because of these biome updates. It's gonna be pretty cool to see. Anyways, like I was saying, this is my alpha base. You can see we have a small little tree farm here. These little half slabs at the top, they were used to stop the trees from growing into those big massive trees that take forever to chop down. And this was supposed to be like a little dock area. I never ended up clearing the rest of this land here, but there used to be a big hill right here that I completely mined down to be a flat surface. And this isn't natural either. As you can see, if I go underwater, it's just grass floating in water. And we have a lot of farms here. You're gonna notice a running theme in alpha. I had a lot of farms here that I never really ended up using or finishing, like this cactus farm that I have no use for, and this wheat farm that I never even finished planting completely. Now, I did play both alpha versions. I played on easy, and I played two versions of alpha: alpha 1.1.2_01 and alpha 1.2.6. You can see we made an alpha sign, much like we made an Infdev sign. This time made it out of netherark, glass, and lava. I really like how it came out. It kind of reminds me sort of the Hollywood sign, I guess, in a way. I kind of built it in the side of a mountain here. I don't even think I ended up exploring the whole mountain in terms of underground. Yeah, I never really did. And it looks like I messed up because there was a mob spawner here. Looks like a zombie spawner. Saddle, gunpowder, iron. Oh, I really should have explored this area more, shouldn't I? And obviously the main attraction here is my house. So Alpha House has a pretty different look from Infdev House. I kind of built it into the side of this hill here. I never really explored that far away from it or ventured too far away from it. And you can see it wasn't really completed either. I kind of just left it half-assed, I guess. It has some cool design though with little fences here. And you guys don't know how long this fence thing took to build because fence placements back then were kind of stupid. And we just have a nice basic design here. Let me just go into creative. And you can see we have a redstone button here. I don't think it works anymore. Yeah. But what it did back in the day was just open the door and close it behind me and stuff like that. But it doesn't really work now. I don't know what that was. That chest. We have a jukebox. We have cake. And this is our little storage area. I'm not too sure what we had. Yeah, we had some decent diamonds. If you're wondering what these are just wooden slabs. The only thing different about them is they don't burn. And this is like the little entrance to my caving system, I believe, right? Yeah. Okay, here's my nether portal. Guess I got nothing in here. Yeah, whatever. But I did explore this cave system pretty decently, if I do say so myself. Let me just set the time. I think we had a skeleton spawner and a spider spawner. Yeah, I see him. So right here we have a spider spawner. And over here we have, I believe, the skeleton spawner. Yep. That's pretty much it for my main alpha base. There are a couple other builds I did during alpha, but they're like really tiny builds. Some small mining bases and stuff like that. And there wasn't really anything too big I ever did in the nether, so I'm not really going to show you the nether this episode. Now we're in my beta territory, apparently in a biome that calls itself the Ice Mountains. I don't think these look like ice mountains, but whatever you want to say, game. Look at that. It's really funny stuff. Anyways, if we go over here, you guys will see my little beta village I made. It really isn't all too impressive, I don't think. I really could have done more here, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't. And that's actually one of the main reasons why I restarted this series. Was mainly because I felt I was going through the updates too quick. I wasn't enjoying them as much as I wanted to. But you can see we built stuff here, and if you look on my X and Z axis, you can just see how far away we are from our initial start point. I think Infdev House is around like 3121 for the X and Z, and I think Alpha is 1000 blocks, and for the X and for the Z it's 450 blocks. So you could tell by our X and Z that we're more than 10,000 blocks away in all directions. We have a lot of crazy builds to kind of get through here. I guess I'll just take them sort of in the order I made them. So really the first thing I did was Beta Tower right here, which is this massive build. I went through a couple designs. I definitely done a lot of reconstructions with it over the months. And you can just see how massive it gets. And if we start from the bottom, we have a little sign for it. If we go in, you can see we have a little mob elevator thing here. I'll show it off in a little bit. And this used to be my old storage room, but I don't use it anymore. And I think, yeah, there's an underground like railroad track that leads to my storage room, but I don't use this anymore either. And right here we have chests. Now you might be like, why are these so exciting? Well, if you look at the hitbox for the chest, you can see we have 1, 2, 3 spots for the chest, right? And that's because we did a glitch back in these days that allowed you to make a triple chest. And really, you were allowed to do 5 chests next to each other. So it was pretty cool. You can see each one has its own inventory, and it works pretty well. This right here is just where I would come to pick up the mob items that would fall. Obviously, because back then we didn't have hoppers or anything like that. Over here is my old nether portal with all the coordinates for my old houses. This is just like a nether starter kit. Yep. It's like a nice little garden area. And if you go up these stairs back here, this just leads to a wide open like space up here where you can just see the whole village from any angle you kind of want to. And if we climb up here, it just leads more up top. I didn't really do too much up here, but it just leads a nice little view up top here. You go up this little water elevator thing. You have just a little chest up here. Oh, we actually have some stuff up here. Around the same time I built Beta Tower, I also built this area back here, which leads to my tree farm. A pretty simple build, just some half slabs and some glass on top to stop the big trees from growing. You got some double doors here. And you can just see all of our trees. Nothing too fancy here. But at least I completed my farms this time, unlike in the alpha lands. And then if we go under the tree farm, you'll see this weird looking design. And inside is our sugarcane farm and our wheat farm. So my sugarcane farm is pretty simple. You just step on this button. They all fall down and they're all gonna end up on this button here. Well, on this pressure plate here. This just leads to the behind the scenes of both of these farms. If you come here, this is the wheat farm. That pressure plate doesn't actually do anything. We can see we have the pistons holding up the water because dispensers could not disperse water yet. But if we flip this switch, you'll see all the water comes out and all these flow out and end up right there. I also built a little cactus farm. Although I didn't end up using it much, and you see I have a cactus right here to destroy any blocks that fall onto it because I just never had any need for cactus. And behind cactus farm, we have actually, I think, a large cave system that we explored. I'm not too sure how much we explored of it. Let's see. Oh yeah. This leads down to my little mine, I forgot. And I think right here's a zombie spawner that we never ended up exploring. I don't know why. And it had a music disc. Wow. And 2 saddles. Whatever. I don't know why we didn't end up exploring that. But either way, this leads down to our little mine down here. And we would just mine down here endlessly. Anytime I just wanted to let out some steam, I would just throw some music on, just come down here and just mine in a straight line. Coming out from that, we have this little, I guess, guest house thing over here. Again, nothing too fancy, but I think our dogs are inside. Yep. Then we have this little building here. This was supposed to be like the main area for what was going to be like a little train station. And it was going to lead into the nether and lead back and connect up to all my other bases. But then, like I said, looking at the X and Z, I realized how far away we built this base. And it just didn't feel like it was worth it. So it's kind of incompleted. I mean, I didn't really finish the inside yet. And I don't really have anything in here, really. And now jumping into creative, I'm going to show you guys this thing right here. So just like with Infdev and Alpha, we built a beta sign. However, this one was a bit more creative and I used a lot of redstone in order to make this right here. Now, if I click this button, you'll see that it changes to 1.0 and it just goes and cycles through all the different beta versions. So it just cycles from 0 all the way to 8 And the redstone here, I mean, I'm not even gonna try to explain it because I don't even know really what's going on. It's just piston memory pretty much. So every single one of these like lines here controls that piston layout that's up here. That's shaped like a little 8. And that controls what number is gonna pop out. I love using the piston memory thing though. It's one of my favorite things to use. And once we get redstone back in our new world that we're doing on the Let's Play, we're definitely gonna bring this type of thing back. Probably not with the beta sign, but probably with something else. And then over here, we had our big old wheat farm here. Just a nice manual wheat farm. Nothing special here. You can see that the water here is turning into ice. This is because this is now considered the cold taiga biome, even though when I first had this world made, this was considered a savanna biome. So yeah, things change. And I have a nice little well here. And then right here, I have my house. Now this went through a lot of designs. If you check my forum post, you'll see some of the designs it went through. But I'm overall pretty pleased with how this came out, especially the front. I really like this little mixture. I mean, I guess it's pretty basic, but this little mixture of wooden planks, oak logs, and the cobblestone. And you can see every now and then I've just replaced with some random stair blocks and stuff like that. Anyways, this is a nice little piston entrance right here. And I can also lock it so that doesn't open up. You can see here I used pistons, and underneath them we have glowstone. This is because light used to pass through pistons back in the day. I think this got changed in 1.14, I believe. I could be wrong. Here I would usually have food in there. I guess I don't. And this is just where I cook my food. I have a nice little cake, empty chest up here and everything. It's supposed to be like a nice little living room. There was a painting here, but when the world got updated so I could play it on 1.12, which I'm playing on right now, all the paintings kind of popped off. We go upstairs. We have a nice little balcony area that lets me see out into the whole world, and I would snipe like mobs from up here and stuff like that. Then if we come from the balcony area into here, we have like what's supposed to be like a kind of planning room, I guess. But I never really ended up doing much here. This just leads you up to the roof, and you can just walk out onto the roof like this. I think this area back here, I don't think I ever filled it up. Yeah. And then if we go through this door, this leads into my bedroom, my bed, some empty chest. Overall, pretty simple build. I like how it came out though. I like the sandstone and everything too. And then if we go downstairs, we're gonna come into my storage area. And this is kind of my storage area. I don't really like how it came out. I think I just made it too big for no real reason, but I never finished it. You can see we still have some of the rooftop that we didn't do with the lapis yet. But we still have a lot to do down here. But we have our things all organized. I wonder how much dirt I actually have. We have a decent amount of dirt. I doubt we have a lot of cobblestone anymore. And now I'm gonna go ahead. Let me switch to spectator and show you guys the last part of Beta Tower, because there is a mob farm here. Now you see this little center area right here? This is where the mobs would like float up through. So if we go down, you can see we have this type of area down here. And this is not my design. This is Etho's old design back in his beta days, alpha days, whatever, of his Let's Play series. And I kind of just copied it and brought it over. And it's pretty much the same design. Mobs will spawn on here. The reason I have it too high is because Endermen were added and I had to, you know, block them from spawning. And obviously the bats weren't here. But they would spawn on these. They would fall into here. And they would just follow up here, float up. And I put some air pockets in so they wouldn't drown too early. And once they get up here, they would just come up here, float up here, and they would end up drowning. Now the spiders would end up falling down and get killed by the cactus here. And that would just drop their items into here. And everything would fall down onto here. And if we place an item on this wooden plank, you'll see that lights up and we hear some note blocks play. So yeah, that's pretty much all of Beta Village. I really wish I did kind of more here. I do kind of have this area here that I never really completed, but it was supposed to be like the intro, like the dock area or whatever. And I used a lot of stone bricks. That's kind of where a lot of my cobblestone went to. And here we are, guys. This is our official release land. It's pretty small because obviously we only played one update on here, and this is about the time I stopped playing. I did beat the Ender Dragon on the 1.0 update though. I just kind of quit after that. You can see we're not too far away from our Infdev land. Not as far away as Beta Village was from it. Which thank God, because it was a nightmare to travel between Infdev and Beta Village because they were 10,000 blocks away. Anyways, we don't really have much here, so we have our nether portal. We have a little basic wheat farm. We have a little mob farm. I say that with quotes because it's not really too much there. Yeah, and you can see this biome is now considered a forest. Obviously, this is more of a plains type biome, but it's considered a forest because of the updates. And this is my little shack, my little house. It's nothing fancy at all. I just wanted to build something real quick because mainly this update I was focused on beating the Ender Dragon. I wasn't too heavily focused on you know, building. We have a decent amount of supplies up here. And the pearl. So if we go down here, we're gonna come to my little enchanting area and a bunch of storage chests, and this leads down to my main mine, and that just leads to a cave. So obviously we have a nice little enchanting setup because enchantments were added in 1.0. We have a quadrant, brewing stand, and this chest holds my my end battle chest. So these are all the tools I used when I went to the end. So we have a knockback and sharpness sword, iron pick, the dragon egg, pumpkins, arrows, the diamond armor that we used that we really didn't need, but whatever. And then just a random iron armor we had on us as well. Here's my little XP farm. It is really nothing special in terms of the looks. It is just cobblestone and that's about it. I did not do anything special with the build because like I said, I was just focused on rushing myself to the end to defeat the Ender Dragon. So this is the little setup I did for the stronghold once more. Nothing special. I was just worried about getting to the end. That was my main goal. Don't know if we even have anything up here. Got an Eye of Ender. Just a couple other stuff. And if we just dig straight down, we'll find the stronghold. Now I messed up because in this stronghold, if I had just gone down this hallway, I would have found, I believe, a zombie spawner. And that's really about it. I mean, I went into the end, I defeated the Ender Dragon, and then I kind of like fizzled out of playing Minecraft for a while, so I kind of just stopped. And my thing with Minecraft is I always stop playing for a little bit. I always get super invested, get super nerdy about it, and then I stop playing for a while, and then I get back into it and start playing it again. And I'm kind of in like playing it again mode, but I'm trying not to quit again. So I'm trying to come back with more videos on our Let's Play world that we already started on this channel. And I hope that we can and find some success with it. I really do have fun playing this game, and I just love doing it for fun. And just playing all these old versions and finding out some cool tricks and what the players are going through at the time like this. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I really thank you for sticking around and watching it. And seeing kind of all the old builds I kind of made during this time. It kind of took me back. Took me back to a simpler time when I was just playing this on deployment to have some fun and just ease the stress of my mind. I mean, I've been playing Minecraft for like 8-9 years now. So anyways, guys, this is Cal signing off.